Momentum with them on the road as they begin a two-game trip in the Mile High City. It's the Lakers and Nuggets for the second time in 10 days. Tip-off in Denver is at 7 o'clock right here on Spectrum Sportsnet. The Lakers have won the last three meetings. As we say hello and welcome to Action Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Joined by the Hall of Famer, Big Game, James Worthy, seven-time champ, Robert Horry. We've got Brez, we've got Trudell. Hello. Geeter takes over at halftime. And because it is Valentine's Day, Big Game, I promise to be nice to Rob on the show just for today.
How hard is that going to be?
Really hard. It will be, but I promise to do so. So let's get right into it. The Lakers come into tonight's matchup with the Nuggets riding a 7-game winning streak. Some other notable numbers for the purple and gold include 21-6 overall record this season. That's second in the West. They're 12-2 on the road this season, which is best in the NBA. And they've got 8 wins after trailing by 10 or more points, which is the most in the NBA. So, Rob, I'm going to start with you because while that win streak is up there, the Lakers have made it a bit of a habit to start games off a bit slow. You'd expect them to want to right that ship tonight in Denver.
You got to, because Denver is a very good ball club, but sometimes you need a little adversity. And I think when you watch this Laker team play, they don't wake up until they get smacked in the face a couple of times and say, oh, we're about to lose this game to a team we shouldn't lose to. And so they come out and play. 3 overtimes is a bit much, but now you stepping into Mile High. Well, you can't do that because the Mile High guys are a very good basketball team. They went on a hot streak there for a second. They one of the best teams in the West. So you can't sit there and get punched in the mouth first. You got to do the punching, come out, jump on this team early. Do them like you did them at home. Not let Jokic get off, and then you'll be fine.
Oh, and then you're playing in altitude for this first time this season without fans, that fan base. One good sign, though, Anthony Davis, after missing those 2 games with the tendinosis, Big Game, the 35-9 against Memphis looked good, especially dealing with that kind of injury.
Yeah, and prior to that, we were a little bit concerned because nobody really knew which way that injury was going to go. He had to really wait and see how he, worked out and everything checked out okay. So, yes, it was really nice to get AD back because with him out, the Lakers had some sluggish starts and, they didn't really have the rim protection, didn't have that extra threat. Now, I give them credit for winning the way they have been winning. Coming out of the bubble, short season, starting this season now, missing AD. They've had some big-time step-ups from their bench. Montrez stepping up on occasion. Kuzma, the double-double guy. So a little sluggish starts, a little bit without AD, but, man, they've been able to pull it off, and you know why. It's because of the Kane. Not the King.
Caruso?
The Kane.
Caruso.
Well, Caruso's the other part of Batman and Robin. If you want to go Batman and Robin, yeah, LeBron and Caruso.
I give all the credit to someone other than LeBron. I'm looking at this guy's energy. I'm looking at this guy's effort. And I'm kind of getting on a bus waiting for Brad to pick me up because Kyle Kuzma is playing out of his mind. And he's playing with so much energy and so much effort. You look at it when he attacks the board to get offensive rebounds. He's getting extra shots. He's doing things that Caruso used to do, but he's doing it at a 6'10" type of guy who can get offensive rebounds. Caruso runs to the free throw line and get those rebounds, but Kuz attacks that rim, get tip in and tip dunk. So that's my MVP right now. And I hate to agree with Brad, but I'm rolling on the Kuz bus right now.
Well, you better stay on it because we're going to dedicate a whole block to Kuz later in the show, and we're going to want that energy then, too, from you. I'm getting off at the next stop,
so don't worry about it.
But speaking of Kuz, he will be huge because when you think about it, going into Denver, the last time the Lakers and Nuggets faced off, the Lakers had their way with Denver on February 4th, and they're going to want to right that ship at home.
No question. I mean, they know that the Lakers are, a huge target, the champions that ousted them, last year. Denver, I don't know where they are, Brad. Where are they, 6th or 7th right now?
7th.
Yeah, so they're not where they need to be, so they need a jump start. And, against the Lakers would be a good thing, a good victory. I'm going to tell you from experience, and Rob can attest to you, you have a sluggish start in Denver. Getting over those first, as you mentioned, those first 6 minutes of that altitude,
getting to that second win.
Joke. It's no joke, man. It's almost like you're 10 down at the beginning of the game with that altitude. So, but I think the Lakers have been, doing what they have to do, getting their players back, Caruso back. We talked about Kuz, led by, LeBron and AD. So it just as big a game as it is for Denver, it's also a measuring game for the Lakers because they had been really playing 48 minutes of Laker basketball, the last few games, but they've still been winning.
You know what I like? This is a good teaching point to a lot of organizations. They might not value Grant as much as they should have. With him leaving this team, they're a totally different team. People always say, well, he didn't score points, he didn't do this, but he does the little things that make you that much better as a team. Sort of like what Caruso does for us, what Kyle Kuzma does. So when you have guys like that make your team better, in a way, it's like adding a little sugar to your coffee. Even though I don't drink coffee, it makes it a little bit better.
And he wanted a larger role.
Yeah.
And that's what he's getting in Detroit, despite the wins not being there. But, yeah, he is the man. The Lakers are an NBA best 12-2 on the road this season. This is the first of a mini two-game trip. For the latest, let's turn to Lakers reporter Mike Trudell, who joins us from down the hall. Hey, Mike.
Hey, guys. So I don't know if you remember this big game. I must have been the first year the network started, and I was in Denver, and you had made a comment about the altitude, so I started sprinting during the pregame hit.
I do remember that. You ran up and down, did some sprints. I remember that.
And here's the thing. I was tired, but I also am not an NBA player, so I realized that it was a little bit hard to tell. I didn't have much to compare it to. But, yeah, good point.
I do remember that, though. You were a little winded, I believe.
Oh, yeah. For sure. All right, I'll transition now to my actual job for today, and that's talking to Frank Vogel, guys, for the pregame show. And, I mean, here's the thing about, Allie, you mentioned the last game against Denver. Well, they started really slow. They were down 12 at halftime before they got things going in the third, and especially to close the third, which they did on a 15-0 run, and it was a blitzkrieg from the start of that run really through the rest of the game. So I asked Frank about that, what he learned, and then the adjustments that Denver has made with their roster over the offseason. Here's Coach Vogel.
Well, we just stayed the course. You know what I mean? There's a lot of situations, especially in the NBA. It's a 48-minute game. We like to play 53, but it was a 40. Most of the time it's a 48-minute game, and if you get down, you have time. If you just stay the course and focus on your execution pieces and keep your sense of urgency where it needs to be. You can play your way back into games, and we were able to do that by not panicking from the early start. And credit our guys, just for staying the course, believing in what we do, and executing, and knowing that we can take control of the game if we stay the course.
Michael Malone was just speaking about some of the roster changes that they had from the Western Conference Finals series and some of their key rotation pieces, Frank, that have been gone. What have you noticed about the evolution of Denver and how they're a little bit different with some of the guys that are getting more minutes this season?
Yeah, well, I think they definitely miss Grant and Plumlee and Craig, but they've had some other guys step up. Having Barton back in the lineup has been a big plus for them. Campazzo, some of their bench guys, really impacting their play, and I think they're a team that can accomplish what they did last year. I think they're obviously when you're playing around Joker and Murray, those are the centerpieces, and the rest of the guys got to play their roles. They're obviously very well coached, and but they're different for sure. And Porter also, Porter being in his second year, has taken another step as well.
Okay, we'll then go to Dan Wilkie, please.
Hi, Frank. Yeah, happy Valentine's Day to you and Al. Anthony started, I think, 1 for 6, and whatever day that was. You guys played last Friday, I think. And he kept shooting. There have been times this year where he hasn't. Did you like that level of aggressiveness from him, and is that kind of what you wanted to be in terms of an output shot-wise on a more regular basis?
Yeah, of course. We want him to be aggressive at all times, and he can't get dissuaded by a slow start after he missed a few games. Sometimes you come in and you're red hot, and sometimes after being out for a few games, like the other night, I think he missed his first 5 shots, and but he's not going to lose his aggressiveness over that, and he knows what he means to us, so he'll stay aggressive for 48 minutes, and that's what we want.
All right, guys, so Frank Vogel ended his presser by saying Happy Valentine's Day to his wife. I will follow in that great example. Happy Valentine's Day, honey. And boys, you're watching, please be nice to mommy tonight and make sure to get her a little bit of rest and relaxation. I know that's not going to happen, but it's fine. Have fun tonight.
You are a smart man, Mike. Happy wife, happy life. Shout out to Annie. That's wonderful.
Frank's smart. All right, thanks, guys.
Love it. Love it. Keep it here on Spectra Sportsnet for the Lakers and Nuggets. Anthony Davis wasn't the only one who returned from injury against Memphis. Alex Caruso gave them an impactful 20 minutes. Our Lakers insider will explain how it was a classic AC Fresh performance as the Lakers earned their 7th straight W.
Lakers win their 7th straight.
You could see it. You could see the energy. You could see the guys talking to one another. It's just fun to watch that.
Teams find a way to be motivated versus us, and we understand that.
We're the grown men. We're the champs, and we're going to let you know what it is.
LeBron James it's just you run out of words.
21-6. They've won 7 straight. Are you not entertained?